Hi there, my name is Cupicate and welcome back to ZooQuest. I am literally picking up right where I left off from the last episode within the same recording day. So if you left names for our flamingos, I haven't seen them yet, so no worries. I will get to them at some point. I'm sure there were names for our little hammy that we discovered as well. I will get to that as soon as I have the next recording day. Last time we did end up getting pretty far with our flamingo exhibit. I have to say, if we can get an exhibit done every 2 to 3 episodes, I would say that's pretty darn good, especially since we've been shortening the episodes. So now we're going to focus on making flamingo nest, making the water a little bit more interesting for them, and adding in a zookeeper entrance, possibly adding in some feeders as well where we can put shrimp in to the pools. Okay, so without further ado, flamingo that is lurking behind me. How are you, love? You seem extremely comfortable there. That is good. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can... Ooh, fun. Sandy dirt is a lot of fun to play with. How do you make sandy dirt is my next question. Like, how do you just find it? I mean, I can go get it in the desert. It's not a big deal. I guess we're gonna go grab a few more pieces of sandy dirt. I think I want to use that to make their nest because it said it's mostly made of mud. Now, the mud that they use is probably sandy mud, but I think that it will look the best for what we're trying to accomplish. So now I have some fun pieces that we're gonna get to play with a little bit to see if we can't make oh, I destroyed that, didn't I? Dang it. To see if we can't make a nest. I just have to be a little bit careful in how I do this, because I don't want it to be so close to the railing that they can just leave. Okay, so on second thought, as I was building the mound, which was kind of a shame that I had to kind of delete all of my work, essentially, it's just too big for them to sit on. Like, this size makes a lot more sense right here to have this be something they sit on, because look at our flamingos. They're big, but they're not that big. It's from the pictures I saw, they kind of just sit perfectly right on top. So I'm gonna play with this instead. There we go. I'm already liking that better. And then maybe we can add in something that looks like eggs. I think that would be really, really cute. Oh, that took a stupid amount of time. But there it is. Look at the little nest that I built with the chisel mod. I tried to make it look a little natural looking, which I think kind of makes it stick out uncomfortably, but that's okay. I really like it. I think we will probably add a couple more of these, like maybe one down there over there. Maybe even another one up here, like they would nest together. I think that would make a lot of sense to me. But I think 3 is enough, especially with how time consuming that was. You guys keep giving me more eggs. Does that mean more BBs? No, that's okay. But that's a start. I really, really love that. I love that we're trying to incorporate things from the animal's life into our exhibits so that we can not only enjoy a realistic as Minecraft can get view of these animals, but also learn about them. And I got another one down way over there. You can kind of see it through the bushes, which I like. It gives them a little bit of privacy. There's actually enough space over there to probably add another one. So we'll probably put one back there. We'll keep the one up here, and then maybe we'll do one down there, because I was thinking about it and I was like, flamingos might want to put their nest in more private places. This is probably as open as it gets, and we might actually add some dune bushes around it to keep it a little more private. But regardless, this is a fictional zoo in Minecraft, so I think we can have a little bit of leniency. Our little Caribbean baby grew up, and oh my gosh, you are so red. I almost said pink, but I'm like, no, you're so red. I do want at least 2 more nests, but for right now, I'm gonna go ahead and make a couple of acacia fences and gates. We need a couple of zookeeper entrances and exits. I also need milk. Upon further research, I did realize something pretty cool about our flamingos. So they do eat crustaceans, they do eat little shrimp. They also eat aquatic plants such as algae. So I was like, oh, this is perfect. We can go and just get some algae and put it in the exhibit. And that way they're eating the plants in there. And then I could potentially put out a fish trap from the Pam's Harvest Crafts and get some crustaceans, and then we could put a feeder in there. And yes, even though our flamingos don't actually use any of the feeders, I'm trying to treat this like we are actually taking care of these animals. So right now, they're able to eat off of some of the natural stuff in the water, but it's not going to be enough. So we need to go get that algae. Oh, it's a little clownfish. Hello. You are so precious. I don't have a place for you, love, but you are adorable. Adorable. So finding algae was impossible. I just wanted to throw out that it's absolutely impossible to find algae, by the way. My gosh, that was tough. Whew. Yeah, you have a very specific diet that I couldn't even look for. Oh, look, eggs. Bup, bup. Nothing. That's okay. I did find a ton of duckweed, which we could say is algae. Just so that, you know, it looks like they've got food. Plus, I love the way the duckweed looks. I think it's really lovely. Oh, it looks really nice right there, too. So I'm going to spread this out. I got a whole bunch of them. Spread it out just a little bit. And there we have it. Just a little bit of duckweed sprinkled out and about. Now I am going to add our zookeeper entrance. I'm thinking if we make like a very specific path for zookeepers only, we could actually have a path that comes down here. There's no reason for the path to go too far. We could just enter right here. What do you think about that, huh? You're not allowed to leave, so don't freak out when I do this, okay? Nice, I think. Not what I wanted. Please don't leave. Please don't leave. Ah, yes, like so. I don't think they can get, I mean, I can jump here, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. We can even do this number. All right, stay put, and looking good. I think that's a great little zookeeper entrance right there. I like that, and then we can have another one. I think our road is gonna go this way. So we might actually have another one around this backside. Look at our flamingo using the nest. That is so cool. Oh my gosh. You look beautiful. I already got a screenshot of our flamingo as well. This is going really well. Unfortunately, the eggs are just not having a good chance of spawning any flamingo. I take it back. Okay, what are you? A greater flamingo? You're not supposed to be here, but that's okay. You can hang out. Goodness gravy. So yes, I had a really big struggle finding the algae, but that's fine. We got our zookeeper entrances in. I'm still contemplating moving this one just because it doesn't quite fit up here. Yeah, I think I am. But once we do that, we don't actually really need to add a feeder. I think I'm going to add a couple more nests, and then this is truly done. We can start lining our next exhibit. They're all fixed. I like that a lot better. A lot better. Okay. And these are fine because it's a very specific thing that we're trying to do with this being a corner. Hi, babies! So I don't think that's a big deal. I'm going to make these nests, and then we are going to get back into maybe making a meerkat exhibit over there. That might be fun. I think I want the llamas actually up here on this hill. And there we have it. I added 2 more nests. We had our original, we had this one. I added a couple of woolly bushes that I had found while I was on the road. And then I ended up adding that one right there as well. So there's two right there, and they're kind of concealed by these woolly bushes. So we have completed this exhibit. If we ever find any more duckweed, or if I actually find algae, I may come back and add some things here and there, but this exhibit is good enough. Nani? Better than good enough for our flamingos. So it is done. They have food, they have water, they have a little place that they can cuddle up into. The only thing they don't have is shade. So I suppose I could add a couple of trees. I could add a couple of palms, even though they don't really make sense to... Well, they've got water though, so they can cool down in the water. So they should be fine. Right, little flamingo? You know what? Y'all tell me what you think in the comments below. If you think I should add a couple of trees just here and there to provide shade, I would be happy to do that. Like just one or two right at the edge of the water, I think would be just fine. But if you do look up pictures from what I have seen, it really seems like there are no trees and they don't get any shade. They just hang out in the water all day. They honestly don't even have this much foliage. This kind of foliage was a little excessive, but I think they like it. So let's move on to the next exhibit. So we talked about doing a meerkat exhibit right here. This might be fun. We could change this out for an actual wall and make this a meerkat area, and they could just like run around all together, which would be so cute. And then I thought about doing the meerkat exhibit up here, but now that I know that there are llamas in the Atacama Desert of Chile, we should have llamas hang out up on the hills. We can fence it really good, but that way they can walk up and down because they seem to like to be up high. So I really enjoy the idea of llamas being up there just walking around and enjoying life. So we'll probably do that instead. Or we could put llamas here, but I really like the idea of llamas over there. Yeah, this is where our meerkats are going to be. So I'm going to go and get some more of that kind of wall right there, and then we're going to start changing that out for wall, and this will be our new meerkat exhibit. Really exciting. I think we're just going to use glass for the most part, other than the wall itself, to separate Humphrey and the other camels from the meerkats. All right, here we go. Hopefully Humphrey doesn't look at this and go, oh, it's my turn to escape, I see. So I'm thinking to make it match the other side a little better, wouldn't it make sense to have the Celtic nodding right here? Because I certainly think it would. Perfect. All right, just ignore that for now. Yeah, we'll get the Celtic underneath pretty soon. Now I think here I will also continue to add the dent all the way along because our glass will probably be here instead. Now my question is, how big does this exhibit actually need to be? I feel like for the meerkats, it doesn't actually need to be very big. Most meerkat exhibits that I have seen are relatively small in nature. So I'm honestly thinking about just maybe going out just a little bit more, but making it pretty short. We could have a corner exhibit right there, and then our llamas over here, or maybe our road goes through there instead, and then the llamas get this entire hill to themselves. But honestly, yeah, I think the meerkats wouldn't go much farther than this, to be honest. So as I was doing this, I was having a really brilliant idea. And it actually came from what I believe Addie suggested a while ago. I haven't heard from Addie in a while, but I remember that suggestion. Perhaps what we can do, this exhibit itself could be small, but we could have a little building that comes off to the side here that you could go in, and kids could go underneath like built tunnels where they could look up and they could see the meerkats on the inside. I've seen cute little exhibits like that before, and I think they are precious. So if we go with that, it kind of makes a little bit more to this exhibit than just this for right now. Because this is pretty small, but remember, meerkats themselves are pretty small, even in the game. So if we add that little building that's got information about them and such, I think it adds a little bit more character to this exhibit. And as for back here, I actually think I'm going to add a little zookeeper building back here that we could have small little, not cages, but just areas where we can keep some of the meerkats separate. If they needed to be separated for any reason, we could have pins for them, just like safety zones or even quarantine zones. I do actually want to build a vet building and a quarantine building and all of those things. Planet Zoo has really inspired me and some of the things that I want to incorporate even in our Minecraft zoo. Vet buildings, research buildings, quarantine buildings, all of that stuff. We kind of have our own, you know, builder workshop house over there. Anywhere we set up shop is our workshop house, but I'm gonna go see if I can't find our Celtic blocks to finish off this wall. We do need, do I have glass panes? I do. Oh, yes. Well, it looks like I'm not gonna quite have enough, and that's okay, but at least for the most part we can kind of see what this is gonna look like. I like the idea of adding little sprues that come up, I don't know, little bits that come up here and there that make it look a little more interesting. And then back here will be our zookeeper area, which will probably actually come in a little bit and not just come out. But this is what our guests are going to see. So when they come up, they're gonna see this little exhibit. We will have a window right there probably. There'll probably be a whole nother window in on that side. And then back there's our zookeeper entrance. But then from here you can look in and you can be like, wow, look at the little meerkats running around. And then you can come over here, go in the building, go underneath and see them from underneath. I always loved that at the zoo when I was a kid, getting to crawl underneath and then pop up in this like plastic dome and I could look for the animals. That was always so fun. I think I want to accomplish that here, do like a glass dome in the back there so that people can see the meerkats and maybe see the tunneling system they have. So this is going to be a lot of fun. We finished this one really quickly. I have a feeling the meerkat one's going to take a few episodes because we're adding so much between a zookeeper entrance building and a extra view building. So I have a feeling this is going to take a while, but that's okay. It'll be a lot of fun. We will remove the mud. I promise. The mud will be removed. Okay, guys. That is really it for this episode, but we're doing so well. We're actually kind of chugging these out pretty quickly. I'm surprised. Oh, and we have another BB flamingo. We're gonna have so many flamingos. What are you, love? A greater flamingo. Look at you. You're so cute. Yes. Oh my goodness. We are very blessed with the hatching of the flamingo. Do you have an egg? No. Okay, we're all out of eggs. No more eggs before the end of the episode. Well, y'all, I really hope that you enjoyed this episode. I know I had a lot of fun finishing up the flamingo exhibit and already starting the next one. If you did like this, make sure you give the like button a tickle and a poke, subscribe to join our family if you haven't already, and jingle the bell to get notified of when I post ZooQuest. Feel free to join Discord to talk with me every day and follow me on Twitch to see me live every week. I love you guys. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next week? No, Friday for more ZooQuest. Love you. Bye.